104.7 The Drop, Denver's urban alternative. My name is SugarBear.
I'm La Molly.
Yes, it's time for Community Corner. Today's guest, Domingo Belen. He's the president of Filipino American Community of Colorado. Thank you so much for being here, and good morning.
Good morning, and thank you guys for having me.
Man, you brought us some lumpia. We got to thank you right off the bat for that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Kind of like a Filipino thing. If we go to someplace new, you got to bring a gift. Can't go to any place empty-handed, especially someplace new or a new friend's house or something. So that's something we just have to do.
Thank you for that. That means a lot. Okay, FACC, this is 71 years that you have been in existence. It was the oldest Asian American nonprofit in Colorado since 1954. Tell the people, our listeners out there, a little bit about it, the history, how it came about, and you're sustaining for 71 years.
Yeah, so correct. We've been around for 71 years. 1954, we're out there in Edgewater, 1900 Harlan Street. We've been out there for Edgewater. And if you kind of want to think about what was happening back in 1954 on some of the segregation, some of the angst among the community, and for some reason, Filipinos find each other. And during that time, a lot of Filipinos came through the military. So there was bases out here. And they found a way to find each other, be a community and be a family together. It's always familiar when you see someone you know.
For sure.
Especially when you're in a new country back in 1954. So that's somebody just came about, had the foresight to say like, hey, let's do this thing so we can kind of remember a little bit, bring a little bit back of the Philippines here in Colorado.
Love it. And I would imagine you've grown so much and probably changed with the time, so on and so forth. But the operative word here is community. You guys have stuck together, built so much, and done a lot for this community.
Yeah, before I was part of the FEC, it was actually more exclusive to be part of the community because we didn't look outward, we looked inward to help out each other. But the real change happened during COVID for our community. So we kind of had to pivot. We were thinking like, well, as Filipinos, we're a giving kind of people. So we're trying to say, hey, how can we help out our community? And at the time, Governor Polis gave us a call, or his handlers, not Governor Polis, exactly, but his handlers gave us a call. And he said, hey, can we do like a vaccination clinic at your community center? And then that's kind of how we kind of pivoted from just kind of celebrating our heritage and culture to be part of a positive community aspect and trying to do what we can. So from COVID, we kind of, some of our drives, our programming is to help the unhome, help the food insecure, help our seniors, folks who are low income and doing backpacks. So we try to do a lot for our community. But that was a big pivot for us as we become more out there in the community and be involved in trying to do like our positive impact.
Nice.
And you guys are 100% volunteer-run organization, right?
Yes, that is correct. I can tell you I've never worked so hard for free in my entire life.
That's how it goes.
It's important.
But it's so worth it because the people are just such a loving and lovely people that we have as part of our community. Whether you're brown, black, Chinese, white, we have all of these types of folks that are part of our community. We don't, so we invite everyone to be a part of what we're doing. We're more than just a heritage and culture organization. We're trying to go out there and do what we can to help out our fellow man or women.
Nice. I love that because it's like it is so important to have that space where you're with people that feel like home, right? But also to invite other people in and go out and spread just the good feeling of community.
Yeah, so that's the only way we can grow. A lot of how do we get some of the younger people involved in our community? There's so many things that are out there. June, there's so many events in June. I just heard you guys going to be at not the La Molly house, but the Molly house. Five Points Jazz Festival is, in June. So that's something great about Denver. Once June hits, it's like a whole new season of festivals and outdoor events that everybody can enjoy. But we're an inviting community, and part of what I tell folks, and maybe you guys know this too. One thing that we're hospitable. We're all about hospitality. It doesn't matter if we don't have that much, we will give you what we can. I always think about that video in the Philippines, and you might see it. It might have been flooded. People are just kind of swimming around, like, oh, the water's up to their chest, but they're playing basketball,
Yeah.
and they're just smiling. You know what? We're just going to fix it tomorrow. When things get better, they're not too worried about what's going on in terms of what they have or have not, but they know that they can rebuild.
Nice.
And that resiliency about our community is something that we are very, very proud of.
As you should be. And there's some of the services here. We have some notes what you do, like youth leadership development, homeless outreach, advocacy against Asian hate, and public leadership forums. Talk about some of these programs and how important they are, to share with a lot of the people here in Colorado in our community.
Something that came along with COVID, unfortunately, was a lot of the blame on the Asian communities about, COVID. And they lumped all the Asians together. Really, they didn't say, they were talking about China, but they just kind of, if you were, you had a Chinese sign in front of your restaurant, or hey, you go to the grocery stores and you see this lady shopping that's maybe Asian looking, so people were attacking those folks. Our seniors were afraid to go out. And part of the problem is when your English is your second language, the police is not who you call first. Unfortunately, who you're calling is somebody, a leadership person in your community, to call rather than the police. So
yeah, important.
So part of what we're trying to do is, recognizing that this is an issue. We've along with the Asian Roundtable, we held community forums where we invite our police department and some of our local leadership to a meeting and let them know, hey, here's what's happening in our community. And so we get to tell them, share with them what's going on, but also how can we help advocate for some of these folks. It's even scarier now. I mean, I don't know, ICE and people just
going on.
They're driving around, looking for folks, asking for ID. So even now, if they weren't scared before, now that's another reason not to call the police. They just want to be somebody that's, they get their name out there. ICE is involved automatically or something and be taken away from their families and from their loved ones.
Yeah, that's such an incredible service that you provide, being that sort of point. But I think another important thing about community is celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys have a big celebration coming up, right?
It's a great pivot. Yeah, we're all about celebrating. And, this event on June 7, 8, right, we're celebrating our heritage and culture, but also it is our largest fundraiser for the year. A lot of our events, like Easter, Christmas, or Thanksgiving, some of those events, we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, they're free and open to the public. And the only way that we can do that is trying to create funding for our community. Yes, we own our own Filipino building, but there's costs when you have an older building to take care of. But in order for us to continue for the next generation, we have to raise money. We want to pay for programs so our place could still be that inviting place where people can come together to be a community and have a lot of these programs free and continue to reach out to the community to do our part as a Filipino American community of Colorado.
Nice. So the Philippine Festival is the 30th one?
Yeah, so
I mean, that's a long time. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we've been out in Edgewater. Shout out to Edgewater. What a great small little community. Lucky to be part of that city. So we bought that building in 1988.
Wow.
And in the way that we paid for our building is through bingo.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, having bingo games and raising funds, and through bingo, we were able to buy our building. But yeah, 1900 Harlan Street, so we own that building. So it's just kind of for our festival, and we're going to have a lot of bands and music, and our own cultural dances. Our padayans got a little like, oh, what am I saying now? It's very intimidating.
And some food, and we're going to be some good food,
and some food. Food is one of the highlights of the event, and a lot of Filipino desserts. So, we're going to have a little bit of something for everyone. Also, a lot of services. We'll have some vendors out there selling their goods and services to the community.
Very nice. Amazing. So culture and heritage for sure. Okay, so how can people get involved if they want to support you? I'll give them the website, if there's a website for them to go to so they can get involved.
Yeah, so it's www.colorado-filipinos.org. And the best way to support us is come to our festival. Yeah. Join us, see what we're about. Hey, be a Filipino for a day. We'll have a karaoke contest. What's a Filipino event without karaoke, right? One of our biggest exports is dance and singing. That is the best way. Come out, enjoy our food, learn about what we do, talk to our people, and you'll find we're just a great community to be around.
Nice. Love to hear that. What's your go-to karaoke song before we get out of here? Come on now.
It'll be Use Me, Bill Withers.
Nice. Something like that. Good song. He said something like that. This is real simple.
But I can't sing, but that is my go-to.
That's the fun of karaoke.
It's all about fun. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Domingo Belen, President, Filipino American Community of Colorado. Make sure you support them one more time. Give them the website and tell them about the event when it is.
All right. So June 7 and 8 starts at 11 a.m. Goes all day. 1900 Harlan Street in Edgewater. We're about 5 blocks west of Sloan's Lake. So nice. www.colorado-filipinos.org. Come on, check us out.
Right on. Domingo, thanks for coming by. SugarBear La Molly.
SugarBear La Molly, thank you very much. Thank you to Rocky Mountain. Yeah. Shout out to them. Hey, those blind emails, sometimes they work. You got to word it right. You got to have a story to tell. You just can send emails, but in this case, it worked out for our community.
We're here to serve the community, so thank you for what you do.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
104.7 The Drop.